Hello, my name is Mariana, and this is a reading for Taurus. So, yeah, I've done this reading with the cards from this deck, which is my own deck that I made a few years ago, and it's been guiding me. So, yeah, hopefully it will guide you too with this message. So, let's begin, because I feel like today your message is connected to a really sweet, fond memory that I carry from a situation that I lived right before lockdown last year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and yeah, just to enlighten this message today, because it's how it came to me. So you start off with the Ace of Wands, and as soon as this card came, I saw this really big, lush, beautiful tree, right? And it reminded me of this tree that was just outside my window right before lockdown. It was cut down, and it was a really sad moment to me, because I literally woke up just looking outside my window and staring at this beautiful treetop and all of these leaves, green leaves, just looking at me. And it was the most beautiful embrace to wake up to that view. And I actually I don't know if the word is created, but I feel like I have come to know this tree, and it actually told me her name, which was Mrs. Wise Tree. And when she was cut down, I was really sad. So for you, Taurus, today, the image from this tree, this powerful tree, right, with this really large trunk, really, it felt ancient. It felt like this ancient wisdom of nature, right? So the message that came through with this was this life force that comes from these ancient beings in nature, right? Especially trees, which are rooted so down into the earth, and then they grow so beautifully, to this lush treetop. And yeah, I'm happy that I have that memory with me, right? This friendship that I've made with this tree. So maybe you do have that too, in some kind, or I don't know, maybe with a pet, maybe with a flower, maybe with, because it doesn't feel human, right? This energy is really nature based. It's really embedded in nature, is a creature of nature, right? And it's giving this life force to you. And the card that came next, it was just the most beautiful scene that I just saw with my mind's eye, because the next card was the Queen of Wands. So it feels like this relationship with this nature being, right? I don't know if it's like an elemental or like a fairy, like a crystal. Or it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a tree, but it could be otherwise for you, right? But I feel like your relationship to this nature being, let's call it like that, it's with you, right? And because of my memory, I feel like that it is a memory to you, right? So this relationship is no longer not active, but it's not longer present, right? It feels like there was this parting ways, right? This nature being is not in your life presently, but I feel like with this Queen of Wands, you carry it with you in your heart, in yourself, in your being, right? Because you have built this friendship or this relationship or this connection, right? That is so, it's life-giving, right? Is this because it feels so much like tree of life. So you're carrying this life force with you wherever you go, now. But I feel like because of this parting ways, in a sense, I feel like because, well, these two cards that are following this Queen of Wands are explaining to me a little bit how you're feeling right now. And maybe because this nature being has recently passed, if it's a pet, or maybe you lost contact with it, right? Or you had to move, so you're no longer interacting with this tree, if it's a tree for you. But you'll know if this resonates for you. So the way that this Queen of Wands, which is full of life, right, is just because it breathes this life force of nature, right? It's so connected to nature today. This is really, really shining through, right? But because of the Ten of Swords and then the Three of Swords, I feel like there is so much, there is sadness, there is heaviness, there is sort of pain. And yeah, it felt like all of that tree of life that you felt with this one was suddenly ripped off, like cut open, like it feels really abrupt, it feels really sudden, right? So you're missing this connection, this, and maybe it's as simple as just missing nature, right? Missing this connection with nature, being in nature. Maybe you're too busy just thinking, this rhythm of life in the city, which is really urban, really not connected at all, right? Maybe you're just thinking you're having too much heavy thoughts. It's how it's coming through. And it's weighing you down, and I feel like this sadness is almost like you're wishing you could connect again with nature, right? Because at some point you had that connection, and it feels like you hold that memory in you very dearly, very near to your heart, right? And it is what gives you this life force, right? But right now it feels like you're suffering, and I'm so sorry if you are. I can feel your pain because I felt it when Mrs. Wise Tree, the one that I just told you about, was cut down. I felt like I was being ripped apart. Like, yeah, I feel you. I really do feel you. But don't lose hope, because with this card that came next, this Seven of Cups, it came actually with this simple message of hope. Don't lose hope. Maybe you are hurting right now. Maybe you are overthinking. Maybe you're just wishing you could go back in time, right? Where you had that connection and now you lost it. But with this Seven of Cups, with the message of hope, don't lose your hope, I feel like you're about to discover that. Okay, so the message that's coming through right now is that maybe here you're feeling the lowest emotions, the lowest vibrations right now. But don't lose hope, because very soon I feel like you're going to feel this not upgrade of your emotions, but the range of emotions that you're feeling, they're going to expand towards this other extreme, right? Because right now you're in deep pain, in deep suffering. So I feel like you're in this heavier extreme of this range of emotions. But with these new feelings that are about to emerge for you, I feel like you're going to expand towards this other side, towards this other extreme, which is the happier side, the lighter side of emotions, right? So don't lose hope, right? And then the next card that came was almost like a guidance, because if you're still feeling low and feeling depleted and feeling overthinking, the message that came through here is rest, right? Just take a moment just to breathe and silence your mind. You know, meditate, sleep. Just don't don't um, don't let your mind take you in a spinning wheel, which is like uncontrollable, right? Just hold yourself steady for a bit and silence all of this overthinking that's going on right now and wishing you could go back in time, right? Because I feel like when you do rest, this amazing thing happens. So the Ace of Swords and the Empress. So because you came here, you started off with this Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and the image that I saw was this really beautiful connection to a tree, to a nature being, to fairies, to, you know, these nature creatures that are so beautiful and so subtle and so magical, right? You flow in this state of being so naturally, so effortlessly, that is so beautiful. So it is your nature, right? These nature beings are your reflection, but you're in this human form, carrying this nature in your heart, right? And then here, as soon as with this Four of Swords, you take the moment to just sink in where you are right now and just absorb and let your mind quiet for a bit. I feel like you're going to have some sort of epiphany, you know, because you have a lot of swords, right? All of these swords, and then this one, because here it feels a little bit scattered, it feels a little bit all over the place. Sorry. And then because it's all over the place, you may feel a little bit messed up. Your mind is a little bit messed up, right? Not connected, feeling lost, feeling, you know, messed up, right? But I feel like once you rest and respect this time, this slowing down, I feel like all of this pain, all of these heavy feelings, all of these thoughts, running thoughts in your mind, there are just, you know, creating this density for you and this sense of loss, or just increasing this feeling of loss. I feel like you'll come to terms with it in a way that you'll understand why it had to happen the way it happened, right? Why these parting ways had to occur, and why you're so connected to nature. Because this Empress, so the way that I saw this Empress today was just so beautiful, because I just saw this beautiful woman just lying down asleep in this beautiful garden, right? But I feel like it's not it may be a physical place, a physical, like an actual garden, right, that you feel connected to, but I feel like it's more the garden of your inner being, right? Resting in the garden of your inner being. Oh, that's for sure the title of this video today. Resting in the garden of your inner being, and then having this this light that comes, right? Because it's in your nature. This sense of connectedness with nature, it's in your being, right? You hold it within yourself. It's the life force for you. And so when you realize that, I feel like, because here you're very powerful already, right? Very connected, very very strong, very very connected is the word that's coming through. But you're still a queen, right? And when you go through all of this process, that it feels like it's all occurring in your mental state, right? It's just in your mind, but it is important that you discern, that you go through this really expansive range of emotions, right? To explore all of these emotions. And so as you do that, as you go through all of that, you realize that you were growing. You were growing to become this empress and to attune yourself with this inner garden, right? So this is so beautiful. It's so powerful. I feel like all of this process, right here, you're sorting this garden. You're the word that's coming through is you're pruning, you're tending to the garden, you're cleaning the garden, you're just working on giving life, but taking off all that's not needed, all that is dead, right? All that is hurtful, right? And not only practically speaking, which could be the case, but also in your mind, right? You're just you're pruning your thoughts. It's how it's coming through. I don't even know if that makes sense, but you're pruning your thoughts because what's coming, it's such a beautiful and lush and just abundant garden, colorful, full of flowers, and just so beautiful. And you're there, it is who you are, right? It's so gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it's so Taurus. It's just so much connected to the Taurus energy. I'm so glad. So I'm going to pull more cards and see what wants to come, and also I'm going to pull from the runes, the astrological runes that I've made as a final guidance. So if you want to come to the extended with me, I'll be happy to see you there. Yeah, take care. Bye.